Go live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live. Yo, kia ora tātou, no mai, haere mai, and welcome to the stream, episode 2, the start of something beautiful of the That's How We Roll podcast. I am your host, Anarchy77. Next to me is your co-host, Chrisman0809. How are you this week, Chris? I've got no audio, Chris.
It's a Discord thing. It's always the Discord thing, dude. If I don't click on Discord, my audio does not work.
Oh my goodness.
I hate it so much. I hate it.
Oh,
anyways, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Man, I am good, man. I am good. A huge week as always, but a huge week in gaming, and you know, in culture and in sports, and of course we're going to talk about a little bit later, but some concern coming from Facebook gaming this week, which we're going to talk about shortly, man.
Yeah, dude, a lot of I don't know if you want to say exciting things, but a lot of interesting topics to talk about this week. And I even got a controversial question for later.
All right. Well, we'll get into that into a little bit. But firstly, just want to welcome to all our viewers that are watching. No matter where you are in the world, make sure you let Chris or myself know where you're watching from. And of course, at any time, if you have any questions, we can't promise that we'll answer it, but you might find it in next week's episode. Now, Chris, before we move on, man, what is one highlight you want to share with us about the week gone past?
Oh man, so many activities. No, honestly, man, I'm getting a new job, so personal life, you know.
Sheesh.
You know, might not be live at 3 a.m. as much, but you know, it's money is money, man. You know how that is.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. No, but well, and massive congrats on the jobs. On the job, because I know you've got a real passion for basketball, so this job allows you to continue streaming, but also continuing to coach basketball, which is awesome, right?
Yeah, man, that's something I started last year, 2021, and it's something that I just wanted to continue doing, and this job will allow me to do that.
Yeah,
so that's a big factor in it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, for me, chat, two massive highlights. I'm going to be greedy and take two. One, of course, was episode 1 of the That's How We Roll podcast that we did this time last week, which was absolutely awesome. We finally got that off the ground, ticking off a goal of 2023 to get this off the ground. So I was excited. I've been really excited about that. I've been buzzing it. I've watched a replay to make sure everything's going cool. We've got a few things in the pipeline to try and make even better. But the second thing that was a real highlight, which we're going to quickly start on, Chris, was we got more information about Season 2 in Warzone. We have now confirmed that we've got resurgence with Ashika Island. How excited are you for this, man?
I'm excited, man. I like that they're doing different themes for maps. I know a lot of people, Verdansk and and oh my goodness, Caldera, but at least they're going with different themes on maps. It's not just like the same thing reprinted over and over again. This isn't Rebirth Island. This isn't Fortune's Keep. This is a completely different looking style map, and I think that's good. I think it brings new content. And no matter what, you're going to be new POIs, new stuff that's going to be on that map. So even if it's you end up hating it, at least the first couple of weeks, you're not going to know what's going on. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That's in my personal.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, I have to agree. It's sort of a Imperial Japan looking map, looking castle, and you got the cherry blossom trees, which is awesome. You know, you say new POIs. Well, definitely some of our favorites there. You know, there's the beach and there's port. I think one thing that I'm really excited about with the map is that they'll be bringing these swimming mechanics to the game as well. And you know, being on an island, you know, whether it's Rebirth, whether it's Fortune's Keep, or whether it's Ashika Island, I think swimming is going to be, you know, going to become a real feature of this map. You're literally going to be able to swim around this entire map.
Which will make it, you know, rotations a little easier and stuff like that. And Chad, if you guys watched our stream last night, we did a lot of swimming, so we enjoyed it.
we did. Now, on to our first topic, of course. Now, this is the biggest selling game of the year. I've been super excited. If you've ever tuned into my stream, you guys will know exactly what I want to talk about. It was on the list to talk about last week. We ran out of time, but we have time this week. As I mentioned, it's the most sold game on Steam. It's held that now for 3 months. It's been delayed twice after meaning to come out in 2021, then delayed till 2022, now delayed until 2023, and it is coming out technically on the 10th of February next week. Friday the 10th, unless you pre-ordered it and you get 72 hours pre-access. That, of course, is Hogwarts Legacy. How excited are you, Chris?
You know, we talked about this, man, before. I'm excited because I want to see what, you know. I watch you play it a little bit. I was really excited before they, you know, when they originally announced it, because I was thinking, you know, oh my goodness, open world, you know, multiplayer, stuff like that. You know me, I like multiplayer games a lot, but then there's no multiplayer, at least in the beginning, on this. So it'll be interesting to watch you play and see if it's something that I'll get into at a later time. But I know you're excited, man. So I know you have a bunch of, you know, things to talk about of this upcoming game, and I'll let you do your thing.
Well, don't leave me out to dry, Chris.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
But no, I am super excited. Hey, Chris, are you into the Wizarding World? Was it just
not really,
your
man?
thing? No,
Not really. I haven't seen any of the movies. I will say this though, I love the land at Universal Studios. Me and my wife went there for a honeymoon. I rode the Harry Potter roller coaster, so
nice.
You know, it's a lot of fun. So
yeah,
but that's as far as it goes for me.
Fair enough. Well, chat, if you haven't checked out Hogwarts Legacy, it's really important that you know that you do.
Universal Studios.
Or I think you should. This has just got me super excited. I have an echo. Fair enough. Well, and I'm not sure why.
I don't hear it through my headset, so
it's really important that you know that you do. Hello. You can hear me?
I think. Yeah, I hear you, and I don't hear any echo.
This is okay. Honestly, this has just got me super excited. I have an echo. And I'm not sure why. Have I got something open? It's really important that you know that you do. Hello. You can hear me? Yeah.
Let me go to you real quick and let me check you out and help you out here.
Okay. Have I got something open? Sorry, chat. I'll be with you in a moment. Hello. You can hear me? Yeah.
Let me go to you real quick and let me check you out and help you out here.
Okay.
I am hearing an echo on your end. Like it's not an echo per se. It's like a delay.
I found it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I think I'm back, and I don't have an echo, so that's okay. There was just there's a link. I don't know why it did that. There was a link. I'm so sorry about that, chat. Let me try and find you guys again. Um, I can hear it. It's like someone is watching the stream. Yeah. So I had the link
Listen,
there, and it obviously
listen,
just
guys.
decided to
It's
start.
not like
And
this is
and
Anarchy's
unmute.
first ever stream. Okay, so you know. Figure it out.
Yep. Yep, it's all good. So anyway, I can't remember where I was.
Lived with me.
Was that?
I wish my mods lived with me.
Oh, they all came over for dinner. yeah.
They're watching a podcast right now.
Yeah, they're meant to be inside. Although I told them they had to be on separate devices so that we got the watch hours and the views. But seeing as I've only got one viewer at the moment, I'm guessing they're all just watching her on the big screen.
Yeah, Christy's watching me too. So.
Aha! There you go. Anyway. So as I was talking about, Hogwarts Legacy, of course, coming out this week, which I'm really excited about. I am really excited about. Some really cool things as well that are coming out on oh my goodness, what the heck is going on here? That's coming out with this game, including things like it's going to be the first time that we can link to like a website. Link to a website and with the Wizarding World, and use everything that we can, like our wand, our school, your Patronus, everything like that you've been able to create in the Wizarding World, you're going to be able to import into the game. I just think that's absolutely amazing, right?
Well, that's the thing about I won't say the delays, but you always hope that games continue to add new features and work on stuff when they say, "Oh, we got to push it back. Oh, we got to push it back," and they don't just put out a product that isn't something people actually enjoy. So it's good that they're implementing things like that, just interesting things that not a lot of games have about them, stuff like that. So I think it's cool. I'm gonna watch you, and if you have to sell me on it, you sell me on it. I've got PlayStation gift cards. I'll get it.
Oh wow! There we go. Well, there we go. Which is just that is going to be absolutely awesome as well, I think. And I'm I really am looking forward to it. Now it does come out next week. It's been delayed after a couple of years. I want to talk about that, Chris, being delayed, because I think we're seeing games be delayed more and more recently, aren't we?
Yeah, it's I want to say it's COVID related, just because everybody was behind on everything, and they couldn't work at the same hours, the same places, work together for a good amount of time. But it was actually before then is when things like 2019-ish, the stuff started. Even before, what was the game? It was Cyberpunk was the first one that I can remember. It probably wasn't the first one, but the first big game where it got delayed 2, 3, 4 times. And you've seen what kind of product was put out by that game at launch. It wasn't anything. It wasn't what people expected. So I think that by delaying it now, as long as you're doing the job and trying to work on it and polish it, I think that's fine, as long as you're transparent with your audience.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And Warner Brothers, this is a big task for Warner Brothers Games. They acquired Avalanche Studios from Disney back in 2016, and basically put them straight to work with this game. And a really optimistic game. I mean, people have been asking for a game like this, or if you're into the Wizarding World, of course. And I think if you're into that kind of sci-fi stuff, whether it's Wizarding World, whether it's the Star Wars universe, Star Trek universe, whether it's Lord of the Rings or whatever, this is really going to be a pinnacle, I think, of all those games. Yes, we've had open world games set in those worlds before, but as I mentioned, the amount of um, work behind the scenes with this. And really, I'm going to say not selling out. Chris, I know you've mentioned how much that you love multiplayer games, as do I, but I just think it's absolutely amazing that they've stayed true to their guns, saying, no, we want to give you the best immersive experience that we can. We're not going to implement multiplayer, although there is rumors that it might come down the track, but the story itself, the adventure, the adventure that you are going to do is it's your adventure. It's not going to be swayed by multiplayer. It's not going to be swayed by people that might try spoil that experience or whatever. Like, it is your experience, and I think that's awesome. And like you said, being honest with your fan base and saying, hey, the game is not up to scratch, because you're absolutely right, mate. Cyberpunk was a hot mess. And look, kudos where kudos is due. CD Projekt, they've fixed Cyberpunk, and of course it became actually got Game of the Year, retro game of the year last year, which is awesome, right? And so good on them.
Because CD Projekt Red is the Witcher games was what comes to mind, Witcher 3, and which is in my top tier games ever. So I think that was with a lot of people, were these delays to this, Harry Potter game or the Wizarding World game, going to be, negative in the end? Like, was it going to be, but you'll find out this next week. I don't think it is just be based upon, like I said, how transparent they are. Hey, we got to fix this. We're working on stuff. This is what it's going to be like, because they've been, like you said, is it 3 years now? Been talking about this game.
Yeah. Well, it was announced of course, it was announced at E3 in 2019 for a 21 release, and then it was delayed a year, which I think was around COVID, and then then was delayed because they did say, well, look, the game's just not ready. We're really sorry, guys. Give us another year. So, which we've done, and the game is
which is a big number
amazing
too. You think oh, it's not ready. We'll take a couple. They said we're going to need a year, which means they had a lot of stuff they needed to tweak.
Well, and it's, like I said, Warner Brothers, who owns the rights to the Wizarding World, like this is going to be a huge game for them.
I'm trying to think other games that they've created.
So their current hot seller is Arkham Knights, or Gotham Knights, sorry.
Yeah.
Which of course came out last year. Came out to raving reviews. I'm really keen to check it out. I just haven't. I haven't yet. But yeah, this is from Avalanche. They were pretty big. They were owned by Disney. So if you ever played Disney between 2007 and 2016, then chances are Avalanche, you've played an Avalanche game. So they were really big into like the Cars game. I think they did like the Frozen game, all that kind of stuff. They actually did I can't remember what it's called now. Is it Disney Infinity, with the little figurines that you'd put on like a you'd have like a little portal.
Yep, Disney Infinity is what it looks like. Yeah.
Yep. And so and then of course they got sold when Disney signed a big deal with EA Games, and of course that's now who has the Disney contract. But yeah, so man, just absolutely amazing. But chat, let us know what you guys think of Hogwarts Legacy. Are you going to be playing it? Are you not going to be playing it? Are you waiting to see some content of it coming out. I know that I'm definitely going to be covering it. Not so much Chris Mann, but who knows? We might see Chris Mann be playing it in a few weeks' time once he's convinced after he's watched a bit of Anarchy.
Well, at that time, I might be on Resurgence, so we'll see.
Yeah, fair. Now, Chris, I want to one thing that you and I are into is sports. As I mentioned earlier, you coach basketball. You have a real passion for basketball. I, of course, coach baseball. I'm wearing my Baseball New Zealand cap, my Auckland hoodie.
Why don't you tell everybody about the Fantasy Baseball League?
No, moving on. Good one. I actually want the NFL fantasy league, so I'm happy with that. But then you weren't part of it. But no, look, we're big into sports, and of course, the biggest single day sporting event. Not the biggest sporting event in the world, but the biggest single day sporting event is right around the corner. It's not this Monday, but the following Monday the 12th of February, which is, of course, Sunday the 11th.
So it'd be like, what time would it be when it starts there for you? Like
it's midday. It's midday for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is cool. And of course, most bars are already sold out. The invites have gone out for barbecues and whatever else. Of course, for you guys, it's Sunday because you guys live in the past. But we finally have the teams that are going to be participating in this, Chris.
Yeah, man, it's I actually live in Kansas City. I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I live in Kansas City. So as soon as they had won their previous game, you heard fireworks go up all around the city. So I already know. I'm not a big Chiefs fan at all. I'm not a Chiefs fan at all. So let's just say it's in fact, I'm a Bronco fan, which is the Chiefs' rival. So it's a little. I think you've seen what my friend Jeremy or Bane Train, who we've played with before, said. I'm going to be biased because I don't I don't like the Chiefs. But yeah, it was an interesting weekend. Good day of football on last Sunday, and pretty much where I thought who was going to be there. Going into last week's games, at least, are in the Super Bowl. So
yeah, absolutely. And so of course, as Chris mentioned, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs, and they are up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I am a New Orleans Saints fan. Long live Drew Brees, even though he's enjoying his retirement. But I studied in Philadelphia, so even though I am a Saints fan, I do have a little bit of love for the Philly Eagles. Now, the Philly Eagles, Chris, you've got to say, I mean, on paper, they are just looking too strong for this Chiefs team.
Well, that's the thing. The defense of the Eagles was like, I think, number 2 or something like in the league. The offense was right up there, number 2 or 3 in the league. And that doesn't happen too often where you're at the top of both offense and defensive categories. So the thing that's going to go down to it is health-wise, I think, because if the Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is not 100%, but neither is the Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts. So it's like who's going to be healthier going in. Luckily they got 2 weeks. They didn't play this weekend, so they'll play next weekend. So they get 2 weeks to heal and get healthy. But I personally feel like the Eagles are going to win. But then again, some people in our communities might say I'm a little biased.
If which is fair. It's fair, right? So actually, I have to say, I will say it here. Please gamble responsibly if you're going to put some money down. But I have put money on a same game multi of the Eagles coming out with a win with Jalen Hurts to throw 2 touchdowns. Well, I think it's going to be an easy payout, but I could be wrong. But this is going to be good. I mean, we've seen. We've seen Hurts and Mahomes come up before. Hurts seems to be, he's definitely got the better record over Mahomes. And of course, the Eagles. It wasn't that long ago that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Was it 2021? Was it?
No, it was. Is it 18?
Wow, was it that long ago?
Yeah, because so last year it was the Rams. The year before was the Bucks against the Chiefs, and the year before that was the
Ah,
Chiefs.
yep. Yeah. So, I mean, this is going to be. I think this is going to be just an absolutely amazing game to watch, to enjoy. And I think it's personally, I think the Eagles are going to get up over the Chiefs here.
Yeah, I'm with you too, man. I think it could be a close game. I think it could be a field goal or a touchdown, difference. But like I said, man, health will be the key. We'll see how Patrick Mahomes' ankle and Jalen Hurts actually hurts his shoulder. So we'll see how their bodies have healed. I know they'll come out looking sharp probably because they'll be all the adrenaline and everything. They'll be pumped and stuff. But we'll see after they get hit a couple times. That's why I like seeing in football. They'll get hit some.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I am excited for it. I think this is going to be a great matchup, which is going to be good. In your perfect world, are you happy for the Eagles to win?
Yeah, I love Jalen Hurts. So I have a personal fantasy football league, and that actually started in 1993 or 1994 when I was a baby. That's when this league, my mom, my dad, my brother, and a few other people started a fantasy football league back then. That's still going on this day, so almost 30 years. So and I have Jalen Hurts, so I've watched a lot of his games, and I think it'd be a good win for him, and you look at his history at national championship at Alabama, Heisman stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's meant to be. Now I will say this though, the Chiefs, if they think they're the underdog, it's not good for the Eagles though, because that's what happened last week, and the Chiefs, they gave it to the Bengals
They stepped up,
defensive
man.
wise. Yeah, they did.
They stepped up for sure. Which is good. So, chat again. Let us know. Let us know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. Are you excited for it? I'm sure you are. Are you going to be watching it? Where are you watching it? And what's the perfect snack, Chris? What's the one thing you need on your Super Bowl table?
Okay, so I like some little smokies. You ever had little smokies with barbecue sauce?
No.
Little. They're little like we call them little smokies. They're like this. You put them in a little crock pot, put some barbecue sauce in there. That's my favorite. Also, so you gotta have chips. You gotta have nacho cheese dip. You know, that's what we're gonna be having. I know that for a fact. And then whatever else happens
Mm,
happens.
mm.
I know. You'll probably want something with lamb in it, just because you talk about lamb all the time. You might have some.
No. My table is my table. Chat saying nachos, which is fair enough. My table buffalo wings, man. Buffalo wings with blue cheese sauce, man. It's I
I can't do
love
the
it.
blue cheese, but I do like the buffalo wings.
Oh, you can't do the blue cheese. Cheese.
I mean, I'm picky. I'm picky. Just give me some hot wings, and I'm good to go.
Fair enough. Fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. Now, Chris, I want to ask you about Facebook gaming. Um, we both stream on Facebook gaming. I love Facebook gaming. I've been on there for over 2 years. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. You've just been on there just for over 2 years as well. And we kind of talked about this in the last podcast, but I want to explore a little bit further. We've definitely seen the highs and lows of Facebook gaming.
Yeah, man. It's hard because if you're gonna compare it to other platforms like one we're on now or the purple channel site, sorry, the purple site, it's a little different because
We're not on Facebook now. You're allowed to say Twitch.
Okay, yeah, well, Twitch, but Facebook didn't start out as a video slash gaming,
No,
platform.
no.
So if these other platforms, like we're on now, and Twitch, that's what they're known for. I mean, YouTube's videos. It brought in streaming not too far after that. I mean, I don't know the exact dates and stuff like that, but and then Twitch has been, what was it? It was called something else originally. I can't think of the name, but it was always about videos, pretty much streaming stuff like that. So with Facebook, when it came to starting to be more of a, not more, but like have the availability of streaming slash gaming, man, I always thought that it was just going to be just skyrocket. Like it was going to be the greatest thing, since sliced bread per se. But it's kind of, I don't even say plateau. I just feel like it's kind of stale now. That's the best way that I can put it.
Yeah, so I mean, let's put this in a little bit of perspective, though, Chris. Right? We've gone through, I guess, what many would say a golden age of streaming. I mean, streaming's not new, definitely not, but
Yeah.
the ability to stream has become very easy. Before you'd have OBS, people don't know how to use OBS, or you had to read a manual on how to get it all working and make sure everything was above board. Now you can set up Streamlabs or Stream Elements. You can link it to your Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, click a button, go live, and you're done. It's very, very, very simple, right? And what we saw over 2001 or 2001, 2002 was a lot of people go, with COVID, they had time, they couldn't do anything in the afternoon, work would finish, you couldn't go out to the pub.
Yeah, so be watching streams.
People would be watching streams.
It's hard.
And then of course they went, oh wow, if he can stream, I can stream. And so we got this whole range of new talent, and we were spoiled for choice on streamers. Now, of course, we fast forward that to 2023 or the end of 2022, restrictions are lifted. Hey, Chris, it's time to get back in the office. We need you down here. Oh man, that's an hour commute. That's now an hour. I don't, in the morning that I can't be in streams. That's an hour in the evening that I can't be in streams. I'm so tired now because I've had to deal with co-workers all day in the office.
Yeah.
I just want some alone time. I want my time to game. We've seen lots of streamers drop out. Hey guys, I just don't have time for this between working and family, and
that's something that's hard, man. I mean, we've 2 years and a half, maybe 2 years and a few months. I mean, we can think of probably 50 to 100 people that we used to play with, we used to talk to in our streams. We used to, play with them. They would stream too, no matter where it was at. And life went back to normal per se. And some people just didn't have the time, just stopped, their normal routine of, let's get online. Let's watch these, streamers and stuff like that. And it's, that's why I was saying it's almost like a plateau. I don't even want to say it like that. I feel like it's for a lot of people, where you're at right now is where you've been for the last, and it almost feels like where you're going to be. Like, we don't know. So that's something that, I'm going to say Facebook hasn't helped us feel better about.
Well, and this is why we chose this topic tonight. Chat, I'm going to show you something that our friend Mr. Zuckerberg posted yesterday. And this got me really concerned. So I don't know if you guys can read that. I do hope that you can. But in short, it's a 1,500 word summary and outlook for Facebook. So there's a little bit about what they did really well in 2022, which is basically they made $31 billion in ads. They're doing that on our pages. And yet, in this 1,500 word update on where Facebook is going, and they talk about absolutely everything. They talk about Facebook. They talk about Instagram. They talk about Quest, which is their VR. They talk about the money that they're making on ads. Basically getting it to $10 billion in ads. They talk about WhatsApp. They talk about a business platform. They talk about Meta Business Suite. They talk about Beyond MR, which is their future VR environment. They talk about all of this, and they talk about Reels, which is, of course, the fastest growing part of their business. But out of that 1,500 words, games, gaming, live streams, streaming, anything to do with that is not mentioned at all. You're muted, Chris.
Am I muted? You can hear me? Hello?
I can hear you now.
It's a Discord thing. I'm gonna man, me and Discord just
Sort it out.
Don't start with me. You were echoing for like 10 minutes, okay?
That was YouTube.
Anyways, I feel like you just stated all that, and like it's there's no connection. There's nothing there. What keeps us going is our communities that we have in place already, and the people that support us and push us and talk to us and make us want to continue. But with the platform itself, there's no connection there. There's not anybody. You can email and they can say, okay, let's fix this problem you're having. That's what there's nothing there. So it's like that on the other platforms too, but still there's still a disconnect, I feel like.
Well, I think
between Facebook and streaming.
I think you've raised a really valid point as well. We had Facebook gaming. Now Facebook gaming is seemed to actually have disappeared. You still got Facebook gaming on your tab if you open up your phone and you go to gaming, but now it is the old mobile style games. It's not your streamers. Your streamers are now in the watch tab, and you're only going to be able to see them if you already follow them. You know what I mean? Like this is a massive concern. Now I have always been I bleed blue. I've always been there for Facebook. Facebook this, Facebook that. If anyone ever comes to me and goes, oh, I'm looking at dropping the platform, I always say, hey, look, let's have a look at your page before you look at, Twitch or YouTube. Even though I have openly stated that I believe YouTube is going to be the future of streaming. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking to me or...
Yeah, I had a chat for a second, but yeah, I could see. I mean, I could see it. I could see, I don't say Twitch continue to, but it's hard because you no matter what you do, like from our point of view, it's not good. It's not easy. It doesn't make it easier if we switch platforms. It actually gets harder because you're not gonna bring over. I don't know the statistics. I would like to look into it. You're not going to bring over most of your community.
Not everyone follows.
Yeah. So you have to make that decision. Is it better if I go to YouTube or go to Twitch or back to wherever you started? Like just depending on that. But I don't feel like even at a personal standpoint, like you go to some of these other platforms, is there going to be a connection between you and the platform itself. Does YouTube care about games as much as Facebook does? Probably not. I mean, honestly, probably not. It's probably going to be about the same. But the billion-dollar companies, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we have to be honest here, and I think this isn't talked about enough, Chris. Right? I don't think this is talked about enough. At the end of the day, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, even some of the smaller platforms like Trovo, and a few other streaming platforms. Yes, they're there for us to host our streams. They're there for us to host our business, but that's not their business, right? Those companies, they're marketing agencies. They're there to be able to place ads, to be able to make their money. And of course, we pay a fee on that, right? YouTube takes, well, not me, because I don't have supporters or super chat or anything like that. But if I did, YouTube takes a cut. Twitch takes a massive 50%. Massive 50%. Facebook don't actually take anything right now. Of course, they are on what they're calling the zero fees until 2024. But they still make quite a large cut on stars when people buy stars. There's a markup on that.
Yeah.
You know, but that's their specialty. They want us to like Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. They only want us so that they can play their ads, because we might be getting 1 cent for every 3 ads played. I promise you now, they are getting more than that.
Oh yeah, but that's why I don't understand it, because it's like, think of us. I don't want to say it like that. It's kind of a weird term. Livestock. That's not the right term to call us. Pretty much. It's pretty much what we are.
We are a product.
Get us as fat as possible, you know, with food, so they can sell us. But
we are a product.
Most of us are skin and bones, man. Yeah. That's what we are. I mean, and they're not even providing us any food. You got it. Okay, you're laughing at me, but it's the truth.
No, it's so true.
They're not even giving us. I mean, they may be giving us water, the platform. Thank you, I appreciate it. You know, there's good qualities about each of these platforms. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bad mouthing any of these platforms. It's just 2.5 years, and there's not a connection that I thought would be there. I connect with all the communities. All the people watching right now, that's not a connection between, you know, me and you guys. That's there. I'm talking about from the platform to us. There's not, because even our followers or viewers, they even have issues sometimes. Oh, I can't do this. I can't like the stream anymore. I can't share the stream anymore. I can't send stars. They won't let me send stars because so even.
I'm banned because you said kill them.
Oh, yeah. We're playing Call of Duty. There's gonna be death.
Good kill. Banned.
All right. Yeah. So there's like just a major disconnect.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me think about. I think it was last September, August, when everybody was getting hit with those claims from the music claims from the
FIFA World Cup.
Artist yeah, exactly. And it was like, you can't do anything about it. So if this was our primary source of income,
you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. So, and there's no connection between us and the developers or anything. So it's like, we're stuck.
So my final question tonight, Chris, for you, knowing everything that we just talked about with Facebook gaming, and we chat, as Chris said, we've got no animosity to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitch. We love them. I have a presence on all 3 channels. I know Chris Mann has a presence on all 3 channels. We are purely talking about our experience from this side of the screen. But my final question to you, Chris, knowing everything that we just talked about, reading that 500 that 1500 word statement that didn't contain anything about Facebook gaming, Facebook Live, streaming, anything like that. Knowing that Facebook went from 150 gaming staff down to 25 staff, knowing that Facebook fired the head of gaming Australia and New Zealand, or ANZ, the head of gaming UK EU, knowing that their Mixer contract, because remember Facebook bought Mixer and they've got a commitment to run it till 2024, which is only 12 months away. Knowing all of this, Chris, my final question to you is, will or can Facebook gaming survive?
I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to say that it can, but I don't think Facebook wants it to. And that's hard to say because we've been doing this for 2.5 years, 2 years and some change on this platform, and putting our hearts and our soul, everything we have into this, and it doesn't feel like it, man. It doesn't feel like it. Just being honest.
Yeah, man. I 100% believe that it can, if Facebook wants it to. If Facebook wants it to. I think they are sitting there going, is this worth it? We can still put content, or content creators can still put content on Facebook. We have the stars system. We have the sub system. That is our money maker. Do we need to be paying for the servers? Do we need to be paying for the engineers? Do we need to be paying for the developers? Do we need to be paying these staff to keep Facebook live streaming going? And it saddens me to say, I think while they can, I have to agree with you. I think they will get to 2024 and just say, guys, it is not where we want to take the company any longer. And I think that's going to be tough. I think that's going to be tough.
I mean, it's crazy to think, man, because like you said, a couple years ago, I feel
you've muted yourself.
I'm gonna have words with Discord after this too.
Yes.
Everyone knows I have always had issues with Discord. Anyway. I don't know why. I feel
and
like
on
we were
episode 3,
I know. I feel like we had a good trajectory a couple years ago on Facebook. Yep. I don't know if it was because it was bringing in more finances to Facebook because more people were watching and more people were on social media, or not. I just know that now there's nothing, like you just said. They didn't talk about it at all. So there's nothing in their future or about us and about content creators. I think that. Sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead. No, you're good. Go ahead.
I think it's really important to state that I think Facebook was dead set serious about Facebook gaming. They didn't buy Mixer for cheap.
Yeah.
That wasn't chump change. Well, it might have been chump change for Zuckerberg. It was a large amount of money, and they made the commitment to grow the service. They made the commitment that creators would buy that because we get the best payout. We get the best payout. Like I said, Facebook doesn't take anything on my stars. They don't take anything on my subs, right?
But that is because you're a partner, right?
Well, no, even you.
I feel like they take some of my stars.
Well, they shouldn't do.
A percentage of it. Like I don't.
They shouldn't do. It's maybe, a 0% payout until next year.
I'll have to look into it to show you, and you can tell me if it's about what it should be. But
absolutely,
I mean, there's not a lot there anyway. But for compared to the other platforms. That's another reason why I chose Facebook, because I felt like it was the most at that time was the most streamer friendly um, platform in regards to making a future out of
Mm,
what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
I mean, hey, it's been fantastic for some of the big streamers. You know, Stone Mountain, who was known through video, of course, and was a partner with Twitch, but struggled to grow. 5 years on Twitch, 600,000 followers. 5 years on Facebook, celebrating 3.5 million followers last week. Z-Laner
that's awesome.
came from absolutely nowhere to being one of the biggest online presence around, you know, in the COD scene. Chat, I'm talking about Warzone in the COD scene. We've had Dr. Disrespect look into it. We've had Ninja look into it. We've had Tim the Tapman look into it. Once all their Twitch contracts either ran out or cancelled. It's you know, and so I think Facebook was really gunning for it. It helped them bridge that gap between an older generation and you know, the new generation that's coming through. But I think all of a sudden over the last 6 months, when they've looked at their balance sheet and gone, geez, we've got to be efficient here, which is his key word in his 2023 outlook. How do we make Facebook more efficient? We've just fired 1,500 staff, 150 of that gaming staff. How do we cut costs and make Facebook efficient to make it profitable again, so that our stocks start rising again? And I think there's been a big switch around in the attitude of Facebook gaming over the last 6 months that we're starting to see now.
Yeah, the ever since the switch from Facebook gaming as its own entity for us as streamers, not it's still there, but for, like you said, mobile games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There, I mean, across the board, people are having issues even finding streams anymore. People having issues with people knowing about you. Like, there's just nothing. There's nothing. And there's nothing we can really do about it. So, what, like you said, what that tells me is that maybe they're just finishing out their contract, and then slowly but surely they'll weed us all out.
You could be right, Chris. You could be right. Well, chat, that is all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Chris, I think you had a question that you wanted to raise. We kind of
went over it a little bit. I think I'll tweak it and I'll ask it next week.
Chuck it in our running sheet.
Yeah, it has to do with since we talked about Facebook itself. Maybe next week we'll talk about where is streaming going. Then, like you said, or something, and then I'll talk about what some issues that I've seen on all platforms, and then I'll ask the question.
Aha. Very good, very good. Well, again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. Episode 2, the start of something beautiful, and maybe the end of something beautiful with Facebook gaming. We will have to watch this space. But Chris, before we leave, tell the audience when we can find you. What is your schedule on Facebook?
So future wise, it's gonna start changing a little bit, but usually you can find me Monday through. When I say Monday, we'll say, Monday through Thursday, 1 a.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Gaming, playing with Anarchy 77 a lot. So that's pretty much where you'll find me.
It's true.
And then, of course, over here at our podcast day of, my Thursday, your Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. And chat Anarchy 77 over on Facebook. You can find me on Sundays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. New Zealand time. New Zealand local time, and then of course Friday 7 p.m. New Zealand local time over here doing our podcast. We'll be back next week. I think there might be a little bit of a tweak with time because I do have an Ed Sheeran concert to get to, but we will discuss that off here and let you guys know. As always, make sure you hit that bell on both our pages. And if you ever have any questions or topics that you want us to answer, please do leave it in the comments. We do read our comments, and we would love to form an episode around your questions. But until then,
in the future, we're also we haven't talked about this yet, but we'll bring some interviews on in the future, so we'll keep you in mind as well.
Yeah, absolutely, which is cool. We still need to work out this overlay business. We've got to work out, see if there's a easier way of doing it. But I'm sure we'll get there, guys. Chris, I will talk to you shortly, man. I'm gonna say goodbye to my chat. And I'll talk to you soon,
just
man.
real quick, a shout out to Christy, your wife, Anarchy77, for making this beautiful, the scenery
overlay
around us.
Yeah,
the overlay. Yes,
absolutely, man.
We couldn't have done this without. I couldn't have done this at all. So.
She's amazing, man. I need to give her a pay rise. So we'll get there. Thanks, Chris. All right, and I just want to make sure I'm muted so I'm not interrupting him. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I want to be interviewed. Yo, let's go. We got to do a mod interview. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I have been reading your comments, but of course we want to try focus on the podcast so that we can cut the audio out of this, and that will just sound a little bit weird if we start reading your guys' stuff. Which I can see, do these newly famous podcasters not speak to us anymore? No, we're just trying to keep the audio nice, crisp and clean, so that we can cut the audio and put it up onto wherever you find good podcasts. We still got to get there, guys. But guys, that is me for tonight. I'm going to go inside, hang with my beautiful wife, and I think we're going to play some card games. I think some of the mods are here, which is cool. So guys, remember, it is okay not to be okay, but please do find someone to talk about it. My DMs are always open if you need to talk to someone. I love you guys, and be the change. I will see you guys on Sunday night over on Facebook. Come and say hi. I'd love to see you guys there. And until then, haere love you all. Bye. End stream. Will no longer be live. Yes, that's what I want to do.